Hey, what's going on, everybody? Here, welcome to a farming simulator video. I am FTG Full Tilt Gaming. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more content like this. But first, welcome here to our implement overview, part of our garage breakdown series. As you can see, we've got plows, we've got big, we've got small, we've got cultivators, we've got combination CULTIPLOWS, we've got all kinds of other things from a Vaderstad to seed hogs to big bud. Literally horse to everything you could possibly think of, and a couple of nice tractors, John Deere NRT and the Quadtrac 620. It is going to be a huge video, so don't go anywhere. You won't want to miss this. We'll be back. Alright, what's going on, everybody? Welcome here to the video. As I said before, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. But today is all about the implement overview. So I hope you guys will enjoy this, and I hope you find some kind of information here as to what to expect, what's new in here with implements, what Giants has brought to the game, and what is coming over from DLCs. Kind of like what we've done with a few of these other things. There's lots of new additions and a lot of really cool equipment, especially in the implement field, and a lot of really big, cool stuff. So let's take a look at it here. I'm going to start kind of on this side, Nick, and then we can show a few of these animations if you don't mind. So we'll just kind of call some stuff out here, and we'll showcase it for everybody out there watching, and we'll kind of go through as much of this as we can. If you're curious about lengths, meters of how wide some of this stuff is, you'll just have to see. I'm not sure. I don't have all of those specs in front of me, but we'll kind of go through what's some of the bigger stuff, what's some of the smaller things. And we don't have all of the really small seeders and all the small stuff that's like 3-4 meters, mainly just because we really want to showcase the really awesomely modeled stuff as well, because there's a few of these things that even our jaws drop. So first off, we've got the big bud stuff. So this is all from, so if you never bought big bud, you didn't have the money, you didn't want to buy it, just like, it's too big, it's no, whatever. Now it's coming default in for FS19. So you're going to get the big one here. This is the air seeder here with the back implement. All of that stuff is coming in from it. Now, the first one that we're coming up to here, obviously is taking up half this entire parking lot, is the seed hog. Now, this is Vaderstad, but it still comes off from the big bud. We had a different, it was different. It was like a purplish brown kind of color. Now it's all from the seed hog 980 from Vaderstad. Same type deal where you had the twin wheels, you had all that stuff. Anyway, so you've got the big thing. So this one has four compartments? I thought, yes. So 4 compartments up here, fertilizer and seed. But anyway, this whole big entire arm down here swings out. You can load pallets up, conveyor belt shucks them right into up here. So depending on whatever you're doing, it will actually move and accept fertilizer or accept seed, which is pretty awesome. So he's actually, I think he's going to go ahead and move it out a little bit here where we can do that. You guys can see the animation on this one. Oh, wrong one yet. Oh. Switch to the cart. There we go. So whatever he's pulling up right there, so you can take skid steer, you can do anything like that, whatever you wanted to use. Front loader, then put your pallets, and then it'll shuck it right up in here. Same fertilizer and seeds on that as well. And then that's really nice. Now you got all of these really cool model stuff on here that wasn't necessarily on here before. So all these cables, all of this stuff, all connects from one straight into the next one. Dynamic hoses on the bottom. You got all the couples right there for your hoses that attach to the seed cart, and then those attached to your implement here, and then they all come in right here, which is absolutely insane. You got gauges on the front here that you can almost read. They're pretty close. I mean, you know, within reason. Anyway, go ahead and fold this thing up, man. Dynamic hoses. Each one of these implements as well all has dynamic hoses into the backs of the tractors as well. If you catch any of our live streams, we've been kind of featuring that part of the new stuff. It's really cool.
It has great lights too.
Yeah, it lights up like a Christmas tree. I don't know if it's just the lighting system or if they just put more lights and allowed the tractors to have more lights nowadays. I mean, on this 19, but it seems like it's a lot brighter.
So heavy it tips the tractor when you fold it up.
Yeah, that's awesome. Cool. So that's Big Bud. Like I said, the very first one was out of the Big Bud pack, and this one was too. But it still kind of carries this Vaderstad name, which is really, I mean, Vaderstad's been around since like what, FS13 or something. It's been around for a while. But they always bring in a couple of new little additions here and there as each new version comes out, or they do some innovation to bring out, bring out a new seeder. And I think this is one of them right here, the Tempo L. So they got wheat, soy, all your regular grain crops, and then all your root crops and stuff is planted off the other one here, the smaller one right here on the side that you see right there. But this one's going to fold out. And I wanted to showcase this one. I just like this one. It's got a lot of moving parts to it, and it's got the individual little reservoirs on top of each row, which I thought was a really nice touch. I mean, because one thing I like about this is, like, they're not really talking graphics. I mean, each one of these little things and all the holders that these things have, the hoses that go into them, each one of that stuff is modeled. It's crazy. All the indentions for the hoses to go around, all the holders for them. That's just, that's killer, man. And then even up on top as well, I mean, all the hoses that go all the way under this thing, and it's not like they're all just copy and paste. I mean, I don't think people understand how much work goes into doing anything that's cylindrical like that, that's modeled, is that's saying something. That's nice. Dynamic hoses, even got the combers for them. Very cool. Also, while you're folding that one up, I'm going to run back over here and do horse. And if you want to, Nick, you can hop up and we'll hook up to that other one, the fence on.
And the hoses do go into the little forks, too.
Oh, nice.
Nice touch.
All right, so Nick's going to go ahead and go over to the fence, and he's got the quad track all parked up here. So I want to go through the horse real quick, and then I'm going to go back over to the Vonderstein because there's a really cool surprise over there once we get through horse and the plows here. I'll show you kind of what we got. Now, most of this stuff is really not any different from FS17, honestly. On this side of the fence here, all the horse stuff, you've got the Pronto, you've got the Maestro, the Tiger, you've got the XL 12-meter plow. Most of these are like really heavy horsepower. Most of these are 400 plus horsepower on the cultivator side. They don't do anything special. They all has, as you can see here, every single one of these implements all have, except for like stuff like the Maestro here, just because it doesn't, and also the Pronto. All of these cultivators here that have these, all of them have to hook up dynamic hoses on them, which I think is just a really cool feature. I don't really mean to overplay that, but it's a really cool feature that takes some skill, because I mean, we had some tractors that had them in FS17 for mods for those PC guys out there, and then a few of the things had them, and some of them worked, some of them didn't. But to have all of the default stuff have dynamic hoses that work, even on something as simple as like a cultivator, that's pretty cool. So that's what we got, an all horse lineup there for that. Now, plow-wise, we've got a few things. We've got the small stuff. We've got the bigger stuff. So if you guys remember the Big Bud plow that bends in the middle and had the hitch in the front, 3-point in the front. So that's what we got here. And the Salford plow. Now, that thing's the same. It's got the big place in the middle there where it's articulates in the middle. So depending on how you're braking around a turnaround, going back up through the field, this thing will, it's big. It covers quite a bit of ground. It takes a lot of horsepower and it takes a lot of room. So you're going to need a good wide open space to be able to use that one. So, so really quick, what I'm going to do, I'll tell you what, Nick, let's look at that thing, and then I'm going to finish up here with these seeders on the front, because some of these are, we got a few new things in here as well. So I want to cover those last there. So this one right here, what Nick's got is the new one here by Vonderstein. It's got a front hose hookup. So he's pulled it out here. Now he's got the doubles here. Now what's cool about this thing is it's got a complete hose feed that comes onto the bottom of this, and it goes all the way across the top of the cap here, or the side of the cap, and then goes into the top here. So if you look at this thing, it goes all the way in from the side, and all of these hoses feed everything as part of this seeder. So they all are mapped in right here. You see it right, and it goes in those solenoids, and that's where it's all pumped in. And then you've got reservoirs for other stuff in the back, and the original. So I just think that's so awesome to have all of that stuff in there. Plus you got ridge markers as well. So Nick, you want to go ahead and attach those things?
And another thing that's cool is it has to be folded down to be taken off the tractor, but for road transport, it's actually fold up like this.
Nice.
And then even a warning sign flips out.
Oh, cool. That's so much detail in this stuff. Alright, so there's the back side. Hang There you go. See all this look right here? I mean, that's so cool how all that stretches around. We're gonna pick it up one time. There you go. Wow, that's cool, man. Yep, and then he's got the cover in the front there, so you can throw all your seat, whatever, in the front. And it just adds to your capacity for the overall seater. So I mean, that's awesome. Cool. All right. Well, that's that. So that's basically our Vatershad lineup from the Sea Dog. And you had the big haul. I mean, the big haul. You had the big one down, the first one, and then all of this other stuff. Like I said, you got your grain planters or grain seeders. And one, I'll throw this little caveat in there real quick. So the way that they separated this out this year for FS19 was they had planters and seeders. You're like, wait a minute, that's kind of like the same thing. Well, they just gave seeders a name here. In here, because what they want to do is they just want to set all these seeders up as these are all your grain stuff. So all your grain crops is all done by these. And then once you escape out, we'll go to the planters, and the planters is where you have all your root crop. So that's the only difference. So then you see the Tempo, there's the Maestro, there's the FH22, there's the reservoir for his. That Tempo, the Tempo 5 or the Tempo V8 is what he had on the back there. You can see it plants corn, sunflowers. And then it does sugar beet, cotton, and then I forget the other one there. Was that that's the new one, ain't it? Soybean? Is that what that is? I can't remember. I'm drawing a blank. Anyway, it does your root crop. Okay, I'm losing my mind as to what that last root crop was. I forgot. But anyway, Lemkin has got something very similar to that. But you can see as we get down, you can still got the small Amazon and the really small, like the Optimo, which was original for FS15, which is why we don't have some of that stuff out there, because it was the original stuff. Amazon here, the Vatershad, all the small stuff, the Stara, the Kuhn stuff was all original from our last DLC. So the TF1512, the BDF 4000, those were the kind of the same idea. So now Vatershad has brought in a brand new one. That's kind of the same deal. So you got to see what we're going on that. So anyway, back onto the completion of this. We've got a couple things left over here. Nick's standing on probably one of the coolest ones. But if you're looking here, this is the Bednar. That was a new name that Bednar is kind of like really married into FS now. So we've actually got a couple of branded items from them. So the Bednar Swifter, the SM18000 here, is one of the biggest cultivators. So you just pull this on the big bud. It takes a lot of horsepower. It's even got a front weight here right at the tongue. But this is a huge, huge cultivator. Doesn't do anything else, but it just does a lot of ripping and gripping. Now, the coolest thing that Nick was standing on here is, and there's something new here from Bednar that's new to FS19. So you may say, well, I mean, that looks just kind of like a fancy cultivator. Well, in one sense, you'd be right. But coolest thing was that this thing has fertilizer in the front. It has plowing in the back. And then it has cultivating in the back. All the way. I should have said middle, front, middle, and back. So it does all three things in one pass. So it's a pretty cool piece of equipment there. So you get fertilizer, you get your plow, you get your cultivator, all in one fell swoop in the field, which is pretty slick. But then you can immediately seed and fertilize right after, and then all you're doing is a weed, or you're doing the herbicide or something to get a full, complete yield of crop all the way down to the end of the finish line. It's pretty cool. Folds up really nice. And even this thing will extend back in. There it goes. It like sucks it back in. It's like the hydraulics suck the back wheel axles in. That's so cool, man. That looks so good. So here is the CultiPlow. Now this thing is kind of the same idea. It does plow and it cultivates, but it does not fertilize. But it's not, what, it's 7 or 8 meters, Nick? Something like that?
8 meters.
8 meters. So I mean, even from a plow perspective, you get the plowing and the cultivator. That's a win.
So much good animation.
So much. Every one of these struts and shocks and stuff, every single bit of this stuff all moves in and out. I tell you, there's one thing, and this is totally off the wall, but one thing that I am so happy with, that if I could see all the Giants guys, I would literally just give them a fist bump and I wouldn't even say a word, and that's for finally changing the attach sound and making it actually sound pretty beefy, like you're actually attaching something big. That sounds silly, but I'm so glad they changed that sound.
And so, if you notice, when you hook to this, it pulls the nose of the tractor up.
All right, let me get a good look at it. Go ahead. Wow. You know, in live stream tonight, and we're doing this recording after a live stream, but the guys were asking about weight, if that is felt inside of the cab. So the answer to that would be obviously yes, because you can actually see it. So the cab would independently move, and the cab will move with any kind of a weight transfer like that. So yeah, there's your question answered. So here's the new one from Great Plains. This one you've probably seen on fact sheets. You've seen a lot in the promotional products here for FS19, but this is one of the brand new big, huge flagship seeders here from Great Plains. Absolutely humongous seeder here with got full, what's that, 8 solid 8 wheels on this thing. So this one does this one do both?
This is only a seeder, no fertilizer.
That's what I thought. I thought it was only a seeder. I wanted to make sure before I said that.
15 meters.
Now, good size, and as everything else, huge ridge markers on these things. I mean, these things are like reinforced like crazy. But ridge markers, you got all the animations, the wheels and stuff animated on those ridge markers as well. So as you're pulling down, I mean, everything, all the shocks, all the struts, all the, it's crazy, man. I still kind of get a little bit amazed at how much effort goes into the animations, because a lot of people get in the cab, you don't even pay attention to that stuff. You know, you just start unfolding it, then you go. You don't even pay attention and notice the, you know, without getting too weird, the beauty of it. So, okay. So the Amazon at the Condors, we've had that. We've had that since like 15. But this one wasn't doing. So we've talked about, you know, we've covered Star brands. We've got a couple of tractors that are Star brand. There's a couple seeders. There's a couple planters. There's even the combination from the crop protection side that adds in the granular and the herbicide and fertilizing. So this is one of the Star brand seeders. This one is actually really cool. It's got a lot going on for it. So Nick's going to pull this last one out here, and we'll take a peek at it all unfolded out. Now this one's got a ton of animations as well. This is kind of one of those, like, it just kind of, it's like a, I don't even know. I was going to try to say something fancy there, but this thing's got so many reservoirs for seed and everything else on it. It's kind of crazy.
Transformer.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. So I guess this would be the equivalent to if you did not have an air cart to store everything. You'd have individual bins on every single row crop, or not row crop. I don't know why I said row crop, but every single row. And you see all the boxes; they're all numbered. The Estrella 32. That's the big one. I mean, you see all the chrome textures in this thing: black, green, orange. I mean, it's such a good job, man, on textures on FS19.
Really pulling the nose up on the tractor.
That's awesome.
That's pretty cool to see.
Absolutely. Dynamic hoses there. You'll see as he does, there he goes. As he does, your stationary stabilized arms pops down there. All right, well, cool. Well, I think this is pretty much all of our seeders and planters that we've got here as a part of FS19, minus some of the smaller things. And we'll probably see some of those things here in live streams coming up. We'll try to go through and look at a few things that we did not show in some of these videos. So if there's something else that you see in this video that you'd like to see, if there's a particular part of the store, it's like, man, dude, I'd love to see this, I'd love to see that, leave me a comment in the comment section. We'll hop into our next live stream here and tell us about it. Tell what you'd like to see and what you would like to see in the next video, or at least in the next garage breakdown. We'll try to do some more of these things, especially showcase all of the new stuff, especially from DLCs and things that are coming in that are a part of brand new brand deals here from FS19 Giant Software. So if you guys enjoyed it, don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe. Tell your buddies about it. Say, hey, man, you got this farm sim guy, man. We got to go watch him. We got to watch him and the crew, because we're going to have a complete crew once this game goes live. That we're going to be able to do some really cool stuff. It's really cool farming stuff. So special shout out, and also a special thanks there to Mr. Nick T. Appreciate all the help, man.
Yeah, it's fun.
Awesome, man. Well, anyway, guys, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and we'll see you here on the next video, guys. See you. Peace.